Alright, welcome back everyone. Welcome to the Best Day Ever podcast. I'm Olivia Vendetti-Spahr and today we have two special guests. Their names are Austin Deamer.
Hello.
And we got Kierstin Deamer.
Hey guys.
On the podcast today. And if you guys do not know already, these two individuals, like, if you've never had a moment to encounter them, like, I'm telling you, when you do, you literally feel like you're just encountering light, and they truly do just, like, resemble the character of Jesus, like, in everything they do, the way they talk and treat others. They just, like, individually, it's so cool, like that they're related, but, like, as individual people, like, they both just carry beautiful souls, and I'm so grateful to know them, and I'm so grateful for you guys to get to peek into their lives.
Such a kind lad.
Oh, love you guys. But okay, today we're really gonna get into some music, some stories, some background, and we're gonna start with, I mean, obviously we're all, like, in a conversation together, but, well, every podcast first starts with the story of how we met. But before we even do that, guys, today's the best day ever.
The best freaking day.
Why is today the best day ever?
Because you don't know what's next.
Yeah.
You don't know tomorrow.
Exactly.
Today's
New experiences.
Yeah.
This is new for me.
Yeah.
Podcast. Never done that before. So.
Exactly. Yeah. Today's the best day ever because the only day we've got. Because yesterday's gone and we're not guaranteed tomorrow. So today's literally the best day ever. Alright, but every podcast starts off with the story of how we met. And if you guys don't know already, I met them through
Young Life.
Oh, are we supposed to say that together? Ready?
Yeah.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Young Life.
And, okay, who wants to share first? Okay, Kierstin.
I just raised my hand. So, my name is Kierstin. Many of you have heard of me, you know, aka Deem Sauce. But I met Liv specifically on August 9th. I remember it. We became, like, really close friends. It was one night at Young Life. We were taking a stroll to Rita's after a club, and we just had this conversation. It was, like, energy, like, it was just so, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, one of those conversations where you're, like, kind of yelling and, like, oh my gosh, blah, blah, blah. And you're messing with the other person. You, like, hit the other person, not in, like, a bad way, but, like, in, like, a hype, like, I love you way. And then it was just all about, like, how cool Jesus is and, like, how cool he, like, works. And just all of that is just, like, oh, it's just so amazing. When you get talking with the right person, you just keep going and going.
Our minds were, like, on the same wavelength. We were just, like, it was, like, a moment.
It was like Rainbow Road, and we did not fall off.
It was, like, every emotion, I feel like, in, like, 10 seconds. We were just, like, oh,
yeah,
my gosh.
every single one.
God, it's so
I
good.
shed a tear, too, like.
Yeah, it was so good.
Yeah, and that's, like, kind of our background, and we built this foundation of a friendship that I appreciate every single day.
Aww.
Creds to Jesus.
Seriously, shout out to Jesus. And Austin.
I'm gonna be honest. I have no clue when we met because Lauren came to Young Life. She was like a like chaperoning, I guess, not really, but like she was learning how to be a leader.
Yeah.
And then you started coming, and I was confused.
I was the one that shadowed.
Oh, it was you first?
Yes.
Yeah, see, I don't. You guys look so familiar to me. When I first started talking to both you guys or getting to know you more, you guys look so similar. I thought you guys were sisters.
I couldn't remember.
No, we get that.
I couldn't tell you guys apart.
Yeah. So
That's
I
so
have no
funny.
clue when I met you, but yeah.
Honestly,
Young
I'm
Life.
trying to think, like, because you were probably a freshman when I joined.
Yeah, I was.
In
I was there before
2020.
you were.
Yeah, you were.
I was.
And I just remember, yeah, I obviously didn't know, like every, like, kid's name that came to Young Life, but I just remember, like, the other leaders, they're like, we're so glad, like, Deamer will be here for a while. Yeah, that was just, like, one of my first little memes. Yeah. But that's so cool. Yeah, literally, like, shout out to Young Life. It's just, like, it really is, like, a platform to just, like, establish such, like, amazing friendships in your life. Yeah, it's so cool. Yeah. All right. Just for the fun of it, as siblings, what's it like being siblings with each other?
It's interesting.
He's an interesting lad. It's a fun time, you know. We have when we're younger, you know, we get in those fights, but every sibling fights.
But I was right all of the time.
You see, that's on me.
Yeah. I hear you.
No, he's a great brother with our situation. It definitely makes us closer as siblings and family members, because that's what siblings are. And we got a good bond going on.
Yeah, I like my sister.
I like my brother.
She's cool.
He's not cool.
Yeah, there's times where we get in arguments, fights, but you know,
That happens.
siblings.
It's what's supposed to happen.
So,
Yeah.
Because I love you.
yeah, I love you too, kid.
Aww, I love that. Some sibling love. All right, so today I know everyone's so excited because
Deamer24.
Austin Deamer24.
That's me.
24 on the clock.
He's on a new mission, you guys. Like, God is working in his heart right now. I mean, God's always working in everyone's heart, but okay, just to kind of spill it out for everyone, Austin, what have you recently been doing?
Okay, so when I first put out the music, it didn't sound the best because of the quality of the microphone, and I don't know how to mix any stuff like that. So because I put stuff out, other people have reached out to me. So now I'm going, the song that's coming out this Friday with Jack Lutz. He produced it and mixed my vocals, and he's crazy talented. So I've been going with him a lot. And then recently I was with Aunt Foley, and he was really cool. Went to his house, recorded a song that me and Micah Russell are doing together. So yeah, it's really good to be able to build these connections and use other people's skills that I don't have, and vice versa.
Yeah. And so that's just kind of like a little spiel of like what we're really going to get into today. So Austin has like recently come out with music, but as he mentions in some of his songs, like you've been like, it's been like a passion of yours for a while.
It has.
And what is so interesting about life is that I've just like picked up on is like everybody is like instilled with passions. Like it doesn't matter like who you are, like what you're doing. Like I swear, like when you look back on your life, you can almost like see moments that like are kind of highlighted, and you're like, oh wow, like that's so funny that I was doing this. Like I was like singing in the kitchen to my family when I was like 8 years old, and now this is what I'm doing now. Or like for me.
Yeah, that's actually really accurate.
It's
like
very accurate.
Really?
when I was 9, is really when I first started like not really, I didn't really start, but I wrote like a little rap about my soccer team. And like I didn't really take it seriously, so when I went I would like just freestyle about it in the shower. And then each night I would do that, and I have it memorized. And then one time when we were away on our soccer trip with all our teams, we had a team dinner, and my mom was like, "You're gonna do this," and I was like, "All right." So and then I did it, and I had like a line about every single player on my team.
No way!
Yeah.
Do you remember any of it?
Oh, I even remember
No
it.
way!
She probably remembers more of it than I did.
We would sing it like all the time.
Do like a random verse.
It was just straight through. It wasn't really like a song, but
Okay.
You did the first part.
I
Oh, so you take
remember.
it away.
Given. I was 9.
Wait, should I do it with you?
No.
Austin's taking it away.
You can't stop me, I'm OPMLG, pushing the limits higher, I'm so on fire, you're never gonna bring me down, you're never gonna see me frown, I got this soccer thing in my blood, flowing through my body just like a flood, when I'm on a roll, it's like goal after goal. That's like the low.
Wait, and how old are you making
I was 9.
this?
Oh
my god!
Yeah.
No, seriously, that's like exactly what I mean. Like when you're like a child,
That's where
like
it sparked.
it just like moments you can see. I swear, it's like you're almost more in tune with like who you're meant to be when you're a kid.
When you're a
Like it's like
child.
because you're just like so free. You're just so you.
That's true.
Like you're not like influenced by.
Anyone around?
Yeah, like you're just like you're truly like you don't even know to be influenced. I feel like you're just so
you don't think about it.
yeah, you're just so
You
like,
just do.
Exactly. And That's so cool. I think I just like threw that out there. That's amazing. That was actually a thing.
Foundation of Deamer24.
That's nice.
Yeah. And so like along with like the passions that clearly I've always had for music, I wanted to just touch on like something that has also been a big part of your life, which has been soccer.
Yes.
So how long did you play soccer?
I started when I was like 3 or 4, and then I've been playing till last year, so when I was 16. I played travel soccer from 8 years old to last year, and I stopped. But yeah, I'm still gonna play school soccer next year. So
yeah, oh, that's good.
Yeah.
You still get to keep it in your life.
Yeah, and school soccer is so much more fun because you're with the people that you see every day.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, I love my friends over there.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so always playing soccer. Was there like did you ever see yourself like going far with soccer, or was it always just like something you enjoyed for the moment?
I never like when I was a kid. Obviously, you always had these dreams of being like whatever. But I wanted to be a professional soccer player. But as I got older, like soccer was fun, but it wasn't like the thing I wanted to do. Mm-hmm. But I thought at one point I was really into going to playing soccer and playing in college. And Dylan Engelhart, one of the soccer players who graduated 2 years ago, he's playing at Messiah, and that's what I wanted to do because he did it. Like, he was a big help and inspiration, and he motivated me through that season. But soccer was a big thing for most of my life.
Yeah. Okay, that's really cool. And so you said that like you stopped playing travel soccer. Was there like a specific moment that you're just like, I'm just gonna like pursue something else, or like what started like shifting gears?
Okay, so I stopped playing travel soccer because like our practices were in Conshohocken, it could be like an hour drive each day depending on the traffic, and depending on the times. Like 1 year I wouldn't get home till like 10:30 each night. Yeah. And but yeah, Young Life. I felt like God was calling me to be more part of Young Life. Because, like, the people who I've gotten closer with are amazing people, and I love seeing people grow in their faith. So that's, like, a cool thing. And the team that I quit the ECNL team, like the higher level team, to play for another team, and that team had practices on Monday and Wednesday. And those are the exact days that, and at the exact time where we had Young Life. And I wasn't really like excited to be playing for that team anyway. So I was like, all right. And it's a waste of money if I'm not like really enjoying it.
True.
So we just stopped.
Yeah, I feel like there's like two things with that. It's like, I forget, there's definitely a verse in the Bible where it's just basically saying like don't do things that like your heart, like it's like if you're it's like if you're not like loving what you're doing, it's almost worse than like just not showing up for something because you don't want to be there. Like it's it's like there's no point in like toiling and working and stuff that like you're not loving, because like, every moment is precious, and it's like every moment you gotta like, I mean, that doesn't mean like don't do things like homework and like, but like
no, because life is like so short. And you just
it's
know.
like for something like that is an investment. Like that's such like a moment for, I feel like a lot of people that like do sports, like it's like to truly decide like maybe this isn't like what I'm gonna do right now. Like that's such like a big moment.
It was. It took a lot of time to like come to the final decision of like months just with praying back and forth and talking to my mom, and my mom talking to other people on different advice. So and
that's
Same
so
thing
cool.
happened to me.
With your experience, because you were playing soccer also for a while.
I was.
Yeah. How long? Like for as long?
Yeah, I started about the same time as Austin, but then again, I'm younger than Austin, so been playing travel for a long time, and then actually stopped playing mid-season because, you know, when things get hard and you have too much on your plate, realizing and making those decisions, even though it might not benefit other people, you don't always have to put other people first. Sometimes you really gotta like, all right, I need to put myself first in the situation. Yeah. And it makes you a stronger person.
It
and
does.
I think it's better to make that decision than to just carry on with something you don't want to be involved in.
For sure. And I feel like that's something that's like, you guys are just so wise. It like, it blows my mind. Like, I'm like, I swear you guys like know things I'm like just learning about myself. Like, and I am 21. But I know we're always going to be learning our whole life. But you guys just like amaze me. It's just so cool.
Thank you.
But no, like what you said though, like it's like there are some moments like, it's like you can't like it's like you can't fear like putting other people down because you're always gonna like or like you're always gonna like let people down. Like, people are gonna like be let down because everybody like wants like what they want, you know. But
not every aspect is gonna be perfect.
Exactly, and it's like just you guys are just I guess out of it all, you guys are just like very in tune. I feel like with like yourselves and like what like God is like speaking to you, and that's just so cool. It's so encouraging. And I'm sure, like, even maybe people on your team, maybe they haven't even said anything to you, but, like, acknowledging, like, how you guys were able to, like, you guys were, like, okay to be like, no, this is, like, not what I want to do right now. Maybe some people, like, are thinking that and, like, struggle to, like, act on that or, like, maybe in other aspects of life. But, yeah, that's just really cool. Okay, so, back to the music. What moment were you, like, okay, like, I'm gonna, like, take this serious, like, or what has this, like, become to you, like, the whole music experience?
So, my friend, Ryan Note, we were really close. We constantly open up to each other about certain things that we're struggling with. And his grandfather passed away recently, and he called me and was like, it finally happened. And then that night I went over to his house, and we talked about that stuff, very serious conversations, and the conversation eventually led to things that we like to do and things like that. And I don't really, before I like started releasing things, I never told people that I like to write music. Like, a lot of my close friends did not know at all.
Wow.
And so then I was like, yeah, I'm gonna tell you something. I was like, I like to write music, and he was like, that's sick. If you ever need someone to like record like a music video, he was gonna do that. And like for some reason, like we could have ourselves recorded the music video, but for some reason when he said that, I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this now. So then that night I was hyped out of my mind.
Wow.
And and then the next day I went home, I wrote, and
That's so cool. Like it's just so cool because, like you said, you're like, you guys could have like had the idea to like write or like create a video, whatever. But it's just so interesting, like how God's timing. Like it's just like for some reason, it's just like the way that He just has things align. It's just like exactly what we need.
Yeah.
And it's because like we think we know like what we need or what we want, but it's like God actually doesn't. It's not like just what we want, but He knows exactly what we need when we need it, and like that's so like beautiful. Just like how God works. How it's like a moment like that was just so like
special,
sad and hard, and and like special that you guys could be there, and like what it like flourished into. Like God literally is like the only one that creates like real life out of like just like any moment. Like that's so cool. Okay, so then you go and you make your song, and which one was that?
The first one I released was Loyalty and Trust.
All right. So that was like the birth of Loyalty and Trust.
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Like in the song, I have lyrics about that night. For instance, I said, well, not about that night specifically, but about him. I said, I know for a fact I keep the realest boys, deepest conversations in the basement, that's the realest noise. And that was about before that happened, me and Nate and Ryan, we were all talking about it in Christina's basement. And so, that's what that line was about.
Wow.
So,
that's so cool. And so as you were like getting excited about like this new like song you're gonna produce, basically, was it just out of like were you seeing yourself like creating more, or were you like, I'm just gonna like put this one out there? What that happened, like that thing with Ryan happened like maybe a month before I started releasing stuff. Okay.
So like I've always been writing.
Yeah.
especially in the past like 3 years, it's where it's really picked up. Like I started finding instrumentals and writing actual songs. Like a lot of the time I would just, like how I did with my soccer team, I would just like rap random stuff and it didn't really have like really a meaning or a message or anything, and I would just write it down. And then I found the instrumentals and started making them. So yeah, when that conversation happened with Ryan, after that I was like, all right, I wrote some songs, and then I had a whole plan. Like we would go on for like a week or two straight. We would be on FaceTime constantly, like going through different stuff that we're gonna do. And I was always planning to have release a song a week for this month. So it was everything's calculated.
So
man with a plan.
Cool. Yeah, no, it's amazing. I mean, hey, plans are, it's nice to live life like, we'll see where it goes, but it's like you need like structure and plan.
Some order.
Yeah, and I was just listening to this video, like popped up on my Instagram, and it was Mike Todd. I forget what church he's from. I think it's like a reformation. But he was talking about how like God, like he does give us like the ability to like innovate and like create in our lives. But he was so funny because it's like so, it just at least relates to me, because I'm like, there's so many things I want to be passionate about. Like it's like I like fashion, I like YouTube, I like podcasts, I like vlogging, and I want to make a website, like all these like million things. But it's like you're not gonna see yourself flourish unless you like go into one thing.
Yeah, you
and
have
it's
to pick
like
one thing and like
really like focus on it.
And it's like I feel like I like heard that all the time. It's like just pick one thing and do it. But like the way that he was like describing it, how like God has, it's like you have to like, it's like God limited himself, he was saying, like by creating the earth in like 6 days. Like it's like he's like God could have made the earth in 13 days and we would have probably been like overwhelmed by just how much like beauty he would have given us or something. And it's like God, like it's like in 6 days like he created earth, and just like how like limits are set so like we can like fully like focus in and like innovate and create. And so yeah, that's just like really cool. And then like if like this is like your thing that you're like innovating, you're creating with, and that's so cool. Okay. So my question is, I saw like a little video of your friends reacting.
Oh yeah.
And now it's even more cool because knowing that not a lot of people.
Yeah. Neither of them knew it. And no one in the car knew that.
Yeah,
before.
like the fact that you really, this was just kind of like your own thing.
Yeah.
So like, how are like your friends responding? Like, how are like what's kind of like the feedback you're getting from?
Most of it's positive. I've had. No one said anything negative to me.
Yeah.
But like, well, that's not true. They've said negative things, but it's like constructive.
Yeah. And we needed that.
But when I first released the first snippet of Loyalty and Trust, my friends called me and they're like, Austin, what are you doing? That's weird. Why are you just singing a random song? And I'm like, no, watch the full video. And they watched it, and at the end I was like, this is my song. I'm going to be doing this. And they were like, what? That's crazy. So they were hyping me up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, wait. So with these songs you're like releasing, like what is your message? Because you were saying how like when you're younger, you're like creating songs that like they don't have like this like depth, like they don't have like this meaning to it, and you're just kind of like throwing words out there. So like, how are things different now, like with where you're at in life?
Almost every song has bits of messages. A lot of songs have a lot of message. The ones that I've released, Loyalty and Trust and Hickory Dickory Dock, there were more songs about like. They weren't about, but it was me like writing bars and lyrics and like trying to get the like hardest things I can put out. But Broken Token, that's another song that is like really has messages in that. And throughout me writing songs for the past 3 years, they've gotten increasingly better with the lyrics and better with the storytelling. So it's cool to see. Like I went through my notes the other day and like scrolled down to like one of the first couple songs, and I'm looking at it like laughing at it because it wasn't as good as what it is now. But yeah.
Oh my gosh, no, it's so cool. It's like cool to be able to see growth.
Yeah.
And that's
exactly.
like another thing I feel like people like stop themselves at, because it's like, I'm not at this point yet, but life is literally all about like growing. And like something like more specific, like I know we all love Jesus here, and I'm just like curious, like how is just like being like where you are in your faith, like how has that helped you? Like has that made you more like confident and just sharing what you want to share, because you know it's like...
Oh yeah, 100%. Like every single song, there's at least one lyric about God, Jesus, my faith, or something like that.
Yeah.
And that's really what I'm trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like put out music that's enjoyable, but like also has lyrics about God, and people come ask me stuff like that. So.
That's so cool. I love that.
Because a lot of the time, like I was noticing, like, because a lot of the time, like with music today, like a lot of it can be good, but like, you know, some of the lyrics, like, you know, like it's just not a lot like what some people want to hear. And so like what Austin's doing, which I absolutely love, is just having lyrics that really have true meaning, because a lot of songs don't, like, at all. And so seeing him able to get like be so passionate about something like this is really, really cool.
Yeah, no, I like 100% agree to that, because like sometimes, you know, like, you're bumping to a song and then it's almost like, what are these words that I'm like
you have to really think about the lyrics and like wait, like
it's like whoa. But I mean, I also know it's like just part of like the rap like culture. But I do agree, like it's so cool that like you are taking your passion, and it's like, even if it's not even like being seen, like I don't know, it's like just already like being like a positive influence in the way that people can just like celebrate and enjoy life and like bump to a good song, and it's like,
and it's cool for me too, because like I recently performed Hickory Dickory Dock in my classroom, and like if a song was any hip hop song that's famous now, well not any, but a lot of them, they wouldn't be able to do that, and I like how I can be able to do that, and that experience is crazy. That was
we need to dive. I want to dive into that, and we need to like unfold that whole thing. Like, how did that go down? I mean, like that's amazing. Like, who performs in their high school classroom? Like, literally, that's like such a God moment. I feel like.
Well, okay, so it started with procrastination. Procrastination is a key player here. So we have a quiz on a Monday, and I procrastinated, didn't do enough studying as I needed to. So one of the free answer questions, I didn't know anything at all. So I just wrote stream broken token on Deamer24 as the answer. And then the next day, my teacher, Mr. Solar, he was like, do you guys want to have Austin perform a song in the class? So procrastination can be a great thing. So yeah, he saw that, and yeah.
Literally just like that.
Yeah. He was like, well, at the beginning, he wanted me to perform Broken Token, and that song was already released. And after the class period, I was like, Mr. Solar, do you mind if I do a song that I haven't released yet, so I could like, you know, get publicity for that? And he was like, yeah, sure. And that was on a Tuesday when he said that, the day after I took the quiz. And then I asked him if I could take a picture. He said, I don't know if I'm allowed. So then I went to our principal, Dr. Barker, and asked him. He was like, yeah, that's cool, as long as he's okay with it. So I went back to him the period after. I didn't meet any of my friends. I like sprinted to his class, and I was like, Mr. Solar, Dr. Barker said it's okay. So I took the picture with him, posted it on my story, on my Instagram story, what I was doing. And yeah, throughout the week, people asked me about it. The message spread. It was nuts.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Okay, so that happened how many days before like the actual like little mini event was held, like in the classroom? Like, did you have like a week of people like finding out, and then was like a Friday?
I took the quiz on the Monday.
Okay.
Took the took the quiz on Monday. He said the concert thing on Tuesday.
Okay.
Posted the picture on my story promoting it, saying if you need a pass, if you want to come, you need a pass.
Okay.
And then that Friday is when I performed the song. Because I was always going to release that song on Friday.
Yeah.
But this just
wow.
happened.
Literally, like, perfect timing.
Yeah.
Like, of everything. I feel like so many things are aligning, and it's like when things just happen that smoothly, that's almost how you know. It's like when you don't even have to try, and like when things just happen so smoothly, like, you know you're on the right path. Like, you just like know, like, you're just like on the right road on like whatever God has you going on.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even matter where he has you going, because like right now it's like you're just doing what you're meant to be doing, and that is so cool. Oh my gosh, wow. Okay. So obviously things are like so hype and they're exciting, but what are like challenges? Do you feel like you're facing any challenges right now, or?
Definitely with like a lot of people don't use SoundCloud, and so the biggest challenge for me is figuring out ways to get on Spotify.
Okay.
And we have some things planned for that, but yeah, that would be the biggest challenge right now, because a lot of people don't use SoundCloud. I can't get my music out there and to be continually listened to.
Okay.
Like put it on Spotify, Apple Music, so people can put it in their playlists.
Got it. Okay. So those are kind of like next steps. Like those are like goals.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the music experience is like, because obviously I have a Spotify and Apple Podcasts, but that was like I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of loops you have to jump through.
Got it. Okay. Well, that is good to know. But I do have much faith that we'll be streaming.
Oh yeah.
So wait, do you go by Deamer24?
Deamer24, yeah.
Alright, then we'll be streaming Deamer24 soon on Spotify and Apple. But for now, quick plug, you guys can tune in to Deamer24, DEAMER24 on SoundCloud, like right now, after this episode.
Yep.
You guys have to go
pause
check
it,
out.
Go watch it. Yeah, watch.
Yes. pause and go listen.
Pause and go listen right now.
Like,
3, 2, 1, go.
And really, like, listen to the words and just, like, you can just, like, hear, like, the passion behind, like, everything. It's amazing. So definitely do not forget to go tune in to Deamer24.
Share it to friends.
Yes, share it, forward it, send to your grandma, everything. So with, like, the whole process of, like, the music and everything, like, in general, and, like, your own walk with Christ, you guys can like both answer this. Like, how do you feel like just individually, like, I mean, we never know where we're gonna go, like we never know like what's gonna happen next in life, but like you guys both have like recently made decisions to kind of like step outside of like maybe things you thought you were gonna do, and how do you feel like Jesus is like showing up for you in that?
Whoa, I think so making the decision to like stop playing a travel sport, and especially like mid-season, it's a really big decision to make. And like what Austin was talking about with like taking like the time and praying about it and taking months like to think about the decision, definitely just having that and Jesus to like just always like be a reminder that like, you know, like he's there, he's got you, like blah blah blah, like any of that. And so when I made the decision, like I felt so free, and you know that freedom, like that feeling of freedom that you get when you like you're on a Jesus high, and it's like, oh my gosh, like I'm so free, like life is just so great. Like I feel like when I made that decision, I knew that my life is going to be changing in many ways, but I knew that what I want to do is still unknown, but like what I want to do is definitely going to be Christ-centered, and I think that's really important to like know at least that for sure. And so being able to have that knowledge it's crazy.
It is.
But yeah, definitely, because I'm just gonna do big things.
You
I
are.
just know that.
No, I love what you said. It's like you're like just knowing that what you're gonna do is going to be Christ-centered. Like I feel like it's like, I don't know, I feel like my common message, I try and talk about just like how like to be present and like to be free, and it's like the only way to like literally live life like free is to be free in Christ. And I feel like just being free in who he is like surrendering everything, like all your future plans, like you just like literally like entrust him, like the one that created you, who knows you the most, to already like that, like it's like you're almost like letting go of like the idea of what you want to happen, and like just walking on this like line, even if it's like a really like narrow. What's the word? Yeah, narrow line. It gets like that is like the path that just like brings you life. It like brings you joy and all these things. And I quickly wanted to mention Kierstin, she has passions as well of her own.
I do.
You can spell out what you got going on.
Well, it's not that consistent as, Deamer24 over here. But I have 2 YouTube videos. Kierstin Deamer on YouTube.
Yes.
I do love film. I just love capturing special moments that no one like would think to capture. I like being like just being able to just like replay that and have those special moments is like really cool to me. And so like to be able to like do that, I think just definitely something in film and just so if you want to go subscribe,
you guys. Wait, what's the ad again?
It's just Kierstin Deamer on YouTube.
Spell it out for him. KierStinDeamer. Let's go. Everyone, go subscribe. You will not want to miss it. I just know God has big plans for you. You're just a very creative soul, and you're just so bright. Like, I just know. Like, it's, I know it's doing something great. Like, I cannot wait to see. And, like, the cool thing, too, is, like, there's not, like, one moment that you're, like, meant to be in. It's, like, because, like, if you know, like, you want to live life Christ-centered, then that will be your life. It doesn't matter where you go. You can work anywhere. You can do anything. And it's, like, your purpose is still remains the same. Like, you're going to, like, live for Christ.
Yeah, especially,
And again, like, when you were younger. When we were younger, me, Kierstin, and my other friend Thomas, we would make movies when and she would always be on the camera. Me and Tyler would act. So it wasn't really acting, but
it was something.
Oh my god!
So she was doing that when we were young too.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's like exactly like your little small you just knows exactly like it just God gives everybody different gifts and different talents. That's so cute. Aww. I love that.
Yeah, but like with pursuing your passions comes a lot of challenges and hardships.
Yeah.
But I just brought this up because I thought of this verse. It's one of my favorites. Romans 8:18. Like the pain that you're going through and suffering now will not compare to the joy that is coming. And there's joy coming in life, but also joy after this time on earth. And I think that's so important to remind yourself, especially with all these new decisions and new changes in life.
So good. No, it literally is so good. Like that's literally what I've been like telling myself like for this whole entire semester, because like it can be so it's so easy to be like positive, whatever. I mean, not easy. It's definitely not easy, but it's like I feel like I was always in the habit of like blowing off my current struggles by always being like, oh, the big picture, like you'll get through it. And now I'm like, I don't even know how to like deal with things sometimes where I'm actually like, currently struggling. Like right now, this semester, it's just like an ongoing, like it's kicking me in the butt with school and all this stuff. But like in any terms, like whatever that means to you, like temporary suffering, it gets worth like what God has for you, and it's just like remaining faithful to Him and like believing His word. Like He will bless you in that, and like there is joy to be had right now. Like no matter what you're feeling, no matter what you're experiencing right now, like there truly is joy. Joy.
Like
the joy of the Lord is my strength.
Okay.
All right, and Austin, we're gonna go back to that original question. So, what do you feel like, just with all these like decisions and changes, like how do you feel like Jesus is showing up for you in your life, or like how do you feel like maybe not even showing up, but like what do you feel like? How are you like seeing Jesus like when you seek His face in this time?
A lot of it is like. When it like at that performance, like that night before, I was constantly practicing. I didn't want to mess up. Like if I stuttered, like it wouldn't have gone well. So like being able to perform that and like do as well, like I didn't mess up, and even like with like being confident in myself. Really that.
No, for sure, and that is honestly like. That is such it's like you just hear things and you're like, oh cool, you performed, but like you literally like you had to prepare, like you had to.
I didn't do my homework that night. I just practiced the whole time. I knew the song by heart already, but I wanted all the pronunciation like.
No, for real, it's like you had to like take moments from maybe what you could have been doing, and I don't know, that's just really cool, like that it like shows like where your heart is, like you truly are like prioritizing this, and like you're putting your heart into this, and you're like going out and performing in front of people, like even though I mean nerves are real, but and you're like stepping outside of what your whole life like you've been like doing this for you kind of, or maybe you thought one day you'd like be sharing, but it's like
I thought I would be.
Yeah.
I knew I would eventually be sharing it. I didn't think it was going to be this early and this widespread.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like a fun little question, but how is your mom responding to all this? I love your mom.
She likes it. She's always like 3 years ago when I started really writing it, I showed them the first song that I wrote, and they were like, "You gotta release this. Like this is good."
First audience members. Oh yeah.
And then yeah, she's been good. Constant reminders like, Austin, everyone's not gonna like it. You're gonna have some people that don't like it. So yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like often when we like share things in our life and like we might make like a positive Instagram post or like we're like doing things that are like positive and inspiring. Something I recently picked up on myself is like I'm like, wow, like these are actually things like I need to hear.
Mm-hmm. It's hard to listen to yourself.
Yeah.
It's so hard to listen to yourself.
And it's so true. I'm like, I'll like read back on things. And I'm like, wow, like I actually needed to hear this. And I just didn't know. This is also a question you both can touch on. But like for your, like as you're making music and you're just sharing, like are there any lines, like if you just like could think up on like verses on the spot that you feel like it's like you obviously want to like spread light, and do you feel like there's anything that like, you feel like you need to hear like through your music? Like is there anything you feel like is like really just like I don't know how to word it in a way to like it's like is it like
a reminder like
yeah
remind
like, is
yourself
it like do you feel like you're speaking to yourself in your as you're creating?
Sometimes in the song Broken Token it's about doubt and like doubting faith and doubting what you believe. When I say hope is growing, but that don't stop the smoke from blowing. The smoke symbolizes the doubt. On the cover, you see the smoke on the cover for the song. You see the smoke coming in, and like that symbolism there is like the doubt is there, and it breaks you. Broken token in it. So it like a lot of I do struggle with doubt on stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone does. It's not like a bad. It's not like a not normal thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I mentioned people on the song who haven't really made a decision yet.
Yeah.
On their faith, and it's just really a reminder that He is there, and I say that like 9 times. He is there. He is there. He is there. And it's good to have myself be reminded that God's there because struggling with different things, like it's good comfort.
Okay. I was gonna say, it's interesting that like what you were speaking on, like how you feel like you're kind of speaking to yourself in the music, comes to like just like doubt, which is totally like human. Like I feel like doubt is such like a human thing, and I feel like you just even sharing it right now is probably going to be cool for people to hear because I feel like it can be so easy just like look at people from the outside and like look at like what their life is like and be like, oh, like they just got like they like, that's just for them, like that's just like for them, like they can do that, like that's not for me, or like like there's things I want to do but like I'll never be able to do it because I can't XYZ, and that is just like literally not the truth. Like everybody, it doesn't even matter like who you are, like what you like have passions in, like everybody like through I truly feel like the Spirit of Christ who like makes us like confident and bold and powerful, like we can truly do anything in like through Him. So like I love that you were just speaking on those things because I was going to ask you another question, like what's advice that you'd give to others with things that they're passionate about?
When I get nervous with things, I usually think of 5 years from now, 10 years from now, if I didn't do it, I will regret it. So it's like, if you don't do it right now, you're gonna regret it. So it helps me like just go and do it.
Yeah,
like don't wait because like I think about the same thing, like will you regret it, and like just like you never know how short or how long your life is going to be, and you never know, because not everything what it seems for a person. So like how it seems on the outside, like might not, it's not always the same. We all go through things, and like if you can do something that inspires others and at least inspires at least one person, like how like the Bible says that Jesus left all of the sheep, or the not Jesus you may
Have your attention, please. The time is now 5:15. The library will be closing in 45 minutes at 6 o'clock. Again, the library will be closing at 6 o'clock.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. But like, yeah, if you can do that, if you can do something that inspires at least one person, because like the story in the Bible, like the shepherd leads the 99 sheep just to get that one. And so like if you can, especially if it's Christ-centered, like if you can do something and you want to do it and you have that love and that passion for it, and you can do it and inspire others, why wait?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why wait to do something that you love?
So good. And it like just shows literally like the value of one person. And like look at the life of Jesus. Like obviously he was all God, all human, but it's like he was like the one person that like he like just stepped in tune with like God's purpose for him on earth. And think about if everybody stepped into God's purpose for them on earth. Like
crazy.
Oh my goodness. Like if everybody like stepped into their passions and like in a way that is like fulfilling and meaningful and like just brings love and joy to others, like I literally, like this world, we would not be able to handle it. It'd be amazing. But and I wanted to go back and ask you, Kierstin, like I know like if you guys haven't checked out her Instagram, you gotta go check it out.
Taken down at 1.5.
Yeah. No, but you post a lot of like very like positive and like uplifting messages. And do you feel like as you're posting, do you feel like you're speaking to yourself in those moments? Yeah.
I was gonna like touch on that because I knew where the question was going. But yeah, I was. It's been a rough patch, and I feel like just being able, because when I know like. And, like, something that keeps me going is that I'm getting my message to others. So when I get my message to others, it's also going back to me. Yeah. And so being able to just, like, like, scroll through my Instagram and, like okay, wait, like, it's kind of like a reminder, okay, this is who you are. Yeah. And, like, this is where you're supposed to be. Like, you're not, like, get, like, what we were talking about with, like, being, like, having all, like, the worries about, like, what you're doing is right, like, and this is a reminder, like, who I'm being, like, this is my purpose, and, like, just having that comfort and security is really helpful.
That's so good. I love it. Something that I feel like I'm always talking about as well, I'm just like, today's the best day ever, but let's be real, like, so the best day ever can mean like different things. You can be like, all right, today's actually like the best thing about today is like I woke up, like I'm breathing, or like and the reality is like days are hard. Like it's like the fact that we have today is always a gift no matter what. But it's like days are hard, and like something that someone on Instagram actually reached out to me and they're like, you should ask like your next guest, and I love that it was you guys. They're like, you should ask them like, what do you guys do like when days are hard? Like what do you guys do when like you're going through a hard day? Like, or how would you like suggest like speaking onto others, like just like little things that like it doesn't need to be like a whole like, all right, now I'm happy now, but it's just like in the midst of those like harder times, like what are things you can do to kind of just like bring a little like moments of joy into those like patches of light and like the hard times? I
think just finding, it's a long process, but finding at least like just like the one person or one or two people that make you feel safe and comfortable and that bring the best out of you. Because when, like, especially in school, like, because, like, school doesn't help with a lot of things. And so when you're able to see those people and surround yourself with those people who make you feel you're, like, yourself and bring the best part out of you is so important. Even if it's, like, for, like, 2 seconds a day, just, like, saying hi to that person or, like, having just a small conversation. Like, it goes a long way, at least for me. It goes a long way because my friends are so important to me. And when I'm able to have time with them, it's just, like, it just makes everything so much better.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. Like, I love my girlfriend, love my friends,
Love your sister.
love my sister. I love Young Life. But when I'm with those people, like 90% of the time I'm happy because I'm with people. I like people.
People.
But those times where I'm not with people and I'm by myself is where like that's where like kind of hits. So for me, like this morning, I wasn't in the best mood, and I was just in my room and I sang other songs that I've written or wrote, and a lot of times I just start writing and it brings my mood up dramatically. And if I don't feel inspired to write or do my music, I listen to music. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I love everything you guys said. Like truly, like the power of like people, because I feel like the way that like people are like internally can like reflect on like their outside, and it's like being with just people that are like, doesn't mean like limit yourself only to people that are like happy or whatever all the time, because like you got to be there for your friends that like when they're having a bad day, but it's just like you truly can be uplifted and just like talking and like letting it out of you, like instead of like carrying it in and thinking you're gonna get over it. You honestly don't get over it until you like you never move on from something unless you move through it. And it's like finding ways for you to move through it is so important. And everybody has different things. It can be like journaling all day, listening to your favorite music, or like being surrounded by people that like just bring that light into your life. Yeah, those are all really great. I love that. All right, so I feel like we only have one more question, and that would be for Deamer24. What is happening next week? What can people be on the lookout for?
Well, I mean, this Friday, the song that me and Jack wrote together. He done all the instruments, mixed my vocals. I wrote and sang. And he has, I forget her name, but another girl that he goes to school rock with is singing, harmonizing with me and stuff. That song is called Midnight, and it will be dropping on this Friday.
That's amazing. And you said this Friday?
This Friday.
This Friday, where can they find it?
SoundCloud,
Friday.
maybe Spotify. We're working on some stuff this week.
Big things.
This is being recorded on Saturday, and I'm meeting with people on Sunday and Tuesday. So
let's go. Let's
go. If you want to look the updates, my Instagram, Deamer.24.
Get the plug in there.
yeah. Also, on that song, the cover photo was painted by Maddie Harkins. She is an amazing artist. I reached out to her and I was like, you know how I do all this stuff? She's like, yeah. Do you want to like draw the cover art? So I sent her the lyrics, sent her the chorus, and she was like, I have ideas. I gave her some of my ideas. We took them together and we made the cover art, and it's so crazy. Wow. When I got it, I was
insane.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
She knocked that out of the park.
Wow. After this, I might have to get a sneak peek. That's amazing. Wow. You guys are just like surrounded by like such amazing people. Yeah. It's like obviously like you have God to give you the strength to do things, but like to have people around you is like such a gift, and like it's like it's so hard to do things without that like encouragement and support and like the gifts of other people. Exactly. Like it's amazing like how you get to honestly see other people's gifts through what you're doing, and it opens up doors and opens up your eyes to like the people around you. Wow, that's so exciting. Okay, so last question: what can we expect individually? What can we expect to just see this year, 2022, for Kierstin Deamer YouTube?
I don't know. I mean, I haven't really gone too far in thought, but
maybe in your own personal life. It doesn't have to be anything with content creating. Like, what do you just see happening this year?
Just focusing on the one and only, and I don't know, making a better me, and especially, you know, without like soccer, like, oh, I'm gonna have all this free time and I'm gonna get the gains and and just better myself for the future, and just live and learn to live in more of the moment, and just really take in all the beautiful parts of life, because I always love to say that life is beautiful. You just gotta look for it sometimes. So that's what I'm gonna be searching for. And definitely some content.
Yes.
Definitely.
Let's go. I love that so much. I hope you guys are as inspired by these two as I am. They're amazing.
Yeah, thank you. But, I will be performing my first concert.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of second.
First legit concert.
Woo!
It'll be on April 29th. Free entry at Brand New Wine Grace Church at 40 West Pennsylvania Avenue, Downingtown. Starts at 7. It'll be the 3 main performers are Deamer, Rick Harmony, and Scott Smith, and then myself, Deamer24, Cliche, who is Micah Russell, and Aunt Foley will be performing also. So
let's go. We better see you guys out there.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
All right, and then what about Deamer24? Like, what are you just like envisioning for 2022? Obviously, you don't know what's gonna happen in life, but just what are you excited about?
I'm excited. I'm gonna be having a song with Michael Russell come out. I don't know when the date but it's not gonna be anytime soon. It will be before the concert, but yeah. Working on a little project with little album maybe.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And then the summer I'm not gonna have school, so I'm gonna be working on that all the time.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
that is amazing. You guys, whoever's listening out there, go check out Deamer24 on SoundCloud and hopefully other platforms like Spotify and Apple soon.
Yep.
But definitely show out to the concert. And don't forget to also tune in and subscribe to Kierstin Deamer on YouTube.
I post a yearly video.
Yeah. No, but seriously, you guys, I am so grateful for you guys. You guys just bring so much light, and I hope, through this episode, other people would just feel, a little bit lighter, and just, I don't know, I really feel like God is just using you guys in so many ways, more than you even know, you just being who you guys are, it's just making an impact on the world, and I just love you guys so much, and it's such a gift that I know you guys, so appreciate you guys, and I guess that's a wrap.
Yeah. Can I say one more thing?
Yeah, of course.
Shout out to Gabe. Last name. DJ Gabriel, that's his name. I met with him before, showed him some of my stuff. He also helped motivate me a lot to release it. Yeah, shout out to you, bro. Love you.
Respect, giving credit out there to the homies.
Yeah, and respect to you, because you helped me with my YouTube. So creds to
Liv
Liv for that one day.
the little boost of you're making a YouTube video.
And she was like, we're gonna go film, and I was like, okay.
We get another one. That
Yeah.
was already almost 6 months ago. That's crazy. Alright, well, I love you guys. Hey, I hope whoever's listening, I hope you guys are having a great day. You're loved, you're seen, you're heard, you have a purpose over your life, and your story matters. If you guys are interested in being on the Best Day Ever podcast, just tune in to, if you want to tune in, Spotify, Apple, and YouTube, Best Day Ever Podcast. But if you want to be featured on the podcast, message the Instagram, Best Day Ever, _pod. So BESTDAYEVER, _POD. So I hope to hear from you guys soon. If you guys just have any topics you want to learn more about, or you want me to speak more on, also feel free to message that as well. But that's a wrap. All right, see you guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.